Hello, it's the Sensor Gambit here with a new stream. In this stream, I'm going to be doing my Red Dead Online Skelding Contract DLC event on stream for the month of July 2023. So, yes, this is a little bit of an interesting event, not in terms of new content, but pretty interesting event, not in terms of new content, but in terms of like the length of the event month. Apparently, this is actually the shortest event month they've ever done for 21 days. But ever since they did the monthly format, this is technically the shortest event month. For some reason, my Chrome has to reload for the newswire and stuff, but yes. So this is like a 3-week event month essentially, which is pretty interesting. I'm not sure why they chose that. Any of the other event month was meant to end some other time, but they like extended it an extra week or like 10 days or something. Whenever they decide to extend the previous one for whatever reason. The rumors and stuff are suggesting stuff lately with like a Red Dead Redemption like remaster and stuff like that. So I'm not sure if anything like that with like a Red Dead Redemption remaster is why they're being weird lately with the last couple events, but I would like to see Red Dead Redemption definitely for sure on the 9th generation systems for sure. That would be very nice to see Red Dead Redemption come back. But hopefully they actually do it good and not like the GTA trilogy and that shit with Grove Street Games and shit. If that's something that they are doing and stuff, hopefully it's not like that at least. So yes, perhaps now I'll be getting to this benefits section here and whatnot. But for title, I chose 2 times money and XP for Naturalist samples. And yes, they have done stuff with samples in the past. Though the main instance I remember seeing of it for the latest like DLC pretty much has been like 3 times. I don't recall if they've really done 2 times much in the last like year-ish or so. But I was looking through my previous titles and stuff, and I haven't used 2 times for natural samples for a while. It's a title at least. So that's what I'm going for with the focus in a sense. Now I'm not the most sure if it includes just regular samples or if it also includes legendary animal samples. I assume it kind of means samples in general, I would assume. That's kind of why I put it as a title, because I feel it's one of the more interesting things going on. But now to start in the benefits section here. But yes, there's going to be naturalist bonuses as the main theme, as you would probably expect from the title all month long, and from the actual newswire. Naturalists who would read for rank 5 will get the launch military animal society missions. Those will be for 2 times XP and then roll XP. So you're not really getting much of any cash benefit for all that. I assume the cash actually comes from the sample, so you kinda probably get benefit from the sample at least. Again, that assumes the samples are for general samples and not just regular animals only. But yeah, the regular XP I assume is nothing too crazy impressive. Roll XP on the other hand, that can definitely be quite an amazing source for the roll XP. If I remember correctly, my main way of getting roll XP was through these different missions and stuff. I think there's like an hour cooldown or something like that, so since you can just start them up from Harriet and whatnot, it's pretty reliable, I would say, for getting a nice bit of roll XP. So for some reason you still need Naturalist 20, I do highly recommend that. And it will be double as good. Protect the cougar, stop a cougar, moonstone wolf, more. Okay, so basically they're saying 2 times money XP for the legendary animal protection free roam events. And yeah, as the free mode, like, as the free roam event title suggests there, you basically protect the legendary animal from like poachers. I'm pretty certain from what I remember on that. And I believe you do get the sample of the legendary animal you do protect. So you do get one legendary animal sample from that at least, so that should be a pretty valuable free roam event. Which are like the little purple things that pop up in the game on random occasion. Now you might think they're random and whatnot, but there are collector maps and stuff. There's collector maps where you can look up like the collectibles of the game and whatnot for the collector role and stuff. Certain collector maps on the internet do specify what like free room events are going on. So you can likely see ahead of time like when a certain free roam event's gonna happen. As long as you're like using some kind of collector map on the internet. For like your preferred search engines such as like Google and all that. I think the one I use is called like Gene Rock. Damn it, Gene Rock or whatever the hell. I think that's the one that I use. It's what it's called. Yeah, it should be a pretty nice free roam event. One of the better ones for the Naturalist role, I would say, for sure. And yeah, the Naturalist sample sale and the 2 times money XP thing there. And yeah, that all goes to the very end of July 31st. Once August rolls around, there should be another event of some kind. Now, I'm not sure what the weirdness of some of these latest events in terms of like the lengths of the events, if anything interesting is going to be going on anytime soon, but never know. I mean, pretty much abandoned this game and GTA Online's been like all the actual good stuff, so not too much hopes up for Red Dead Redemption 2 at least. Or like Red Online, I mean, of course, pretty much. But yeah, to me, it's not the most clear, really, if like it means like general samples. Though again, for all I know, when it says natural samples, it could just mean regular animals and not legendary ones. Or the only other thing I could see it being is both regular and legendary animal samples, since probably both count as just sample, I assume. So I assume it's samples as a whole would be the best case scenario. So if that's the case, then your legendary animal society missions could be even more valuable than it looks like it would be on the left. Yeah, I think legendary animal society missions is definitely my favorite part of Naturalist, I would say. That's probably my best recommendation for kind of what to do. Additionally, selling sample to Harry through July 17th will get you offer for 40% off a novice or promising Naturalist role item. So I'll be going over that. Now that I believe does change for every single week. Or yes, it does. Talking a little more about the bottom part on the right there. For July 18th to July 24th, selling another sample will get offered for 40% off established or distinguished, which is the later 2 sections for the Naturalist role. So the one the week after is probably going to be a better option in a sense. And then last but not least, for selling a sample for July 25th to July 31st, that will be a reward for a Lake Isabella treasure map. So all three of those can definitely be pretty valuable, I would say. For veteran players especially, I would say the treasure map would probably be the most valuable thing, being able to get like the hundred-ish dollars. Being able to get like the $100-ish and then like a gold bar to 2 or so would definitely be quite nice for veteran players, more so for that premium currency and stuff. So I basically need to go over the whole entire natural section, and since the current one going on is the first for like rank 1 to 10, the other half of the ranks, you can get something like that for next week. Okay, so starting off with Novice and Promising here, which is going on right now. Plus, I believe there is a general discount going on right now as well. So for Novice and Promising, I don't think you even need the offer, because I think there's some stuff on discount right now for these. Like the whole first 2 sections here. I'll be extra sure to go over that more clearly later on. I mean, later on, but it's still. Starting off here is the Foxmoor saddle. Now, saddles, at first glance, you might not think much of it and think it's just purely cosmetic, but saddles do actually have statistical benefits to them. So pay attention to the stats and stuff, and it could be quite worth it. Now, Naturalist was one of the later, like, role additions to the game and whatnot, so could even be the last role of the game, if I recall, actually. So it could be one of the newer and greater saddle editions. I definitely believe it's one of the newest saddle editions, but yeah, therefore it could also be one of the better ones if the newer ones tend to be greater stats. Don't know really, but it could be possible. Completely cosmetic gun belt there. You get the worst set of Gypsy Cobs. You get the worst set of Gypsy Cob horses. But yeah, there's better versions of the Gypsy. There's better versions of the Gypsy Cobs, so I would not really go for those, quite frankly. Next here is the Sedative Varmint Cartridge pamphlet. That will let you craft the Sedative Varmint ammunition. Now, quite frankly, unless you're going out the way to collect all the pamphlets, quite frankly, this one's not very worthwhile to pick up. If you go to Harriet's, the ammo is so damn cheap anyways, I don't really think it's all that valuable, really. But ammo is pretty damn cheap for the sedative ammo, so you gotta use a fuck ton of it, basically, to be able to even make a profit on it, really. So you would have to basically use a fuck ton of the ammo to get much of a profit here. So unless you're going out of your way to collect every single pamphlet for completion's sakes, I wouldn't really bother with it too much. Next here is a Telestin outfit here. And yeah, sorry though, my throat's dry as fuck, so if I ain't speaking well, that's why I didn't. But yeah, quick cosmetic outfit there. And then this headband is completely cosmetic too, but at least it is in gold bars. Okay, so really, novice, I would say for sure, probably if there's anything super good, it would probably be the saddle. Otherwise, if you're really huge on a naturalist rule, maybe eventually make a profit on this somehow. But then that would probably be very difficult to do, to get much profit to make this actually super worth doing. And then promising to finish off the one going on right now. Another pamphlet here with the Animal Reviver pamphlet. Now this one I'm pretty sure is $5, I believe, at Harriet for the actual Animal Reviver. Now Animal Reviver, I really honestly don't think it's the most necessary thing. Unless you're like super early on. When you're actually needing to roll XP, perhaps it's pretty useful to have the Animal Reviver. Because Animal Reviver does give you a little bit of the roll XP from what I recall. So it's nice for roll XP a little bit. And yeah, if you kill too many animals, then Harriet's not gonna like that, and therefore you're gonna have a bit of a cooldown, like a small cooldown, before you can speak to Harriet again. See, earlier on, earlier on when you need to like roll XP, it can definitely be pretty nice. But again, I think they're only $5 at Harriet. You're not really saving that much money, really. But yeah. Now you probably have to use way less of these than you do for the ammo to make it actually worth it. So you could, with enough usage, maybe get it actually to be worth it, but that's probably not going to happen much, really. If you're doing a lot of those, like on your animal side missions, you're like getting samples, like while you're going to Harriet and you're getting samples, perhaps, because the animals are like all over the map and stuff, because that's a huge staple in the game. Like, is it really going to be easy to use much of these and make it worth it? I don't really think so too much. So again, I think it's really mainly for the pamphlet completionists out there that want to collect every single pamphlet like myself. So I would only really go for it for collection sakes. Next on here, a complete cosmetic clothing item here with the minced gloves. Stage more outfit here is complete cosmetic thing here as well. Now this one doesn't actually show a price on it and stuff. I don't have the check mark either, and I believe that's actually because it's actually a free outfit right now. I believe this outfit is free right now because of the community outfit, whatever they typically do right now, where you get like certain coffee items for free to build a certain outfit each month. So that's why that's kinda not having a price on it, but only too worth it if it has gold on it for the premium currency. If it's gold on it for the premium currency, then the discount can be quite nice. Otherwise, if it's in cash, then it's not really too worth at all, really. Next here is the Varmint Rifle variant. Now you might think it's just a purely cosmetic thing at a first glance, but yes. From what I recall, from what I recall, when you get the variants, it actually locks out the ability to get attachments. Either the ability to get the attachments are locked out, or it comes out of the attachments or whatever. So either the attachments get locked out, or it comes with all the attachments, one of the two, from what I recall. So you either save money with the variant, because you won't be able to get the attachments once you get the variant, if you haven't already bought the attachments, or like it comes with the attachments with the purchase, one of the two. From what I remember, you can't really get attachments when you have the variants on, so something with that could actually make it more useful than you would think. So that actually might be the highest recommendation on here so far. Next one here is the Blending Tonic pamphlet. And yes, this one, I think this is kind of where the pamphlets actually kind of start to get kind of worth it. Now, Blending Tonics I might not remember the most, but I think it's either like $10 or $20, but that's kind of where it definitely starts to get much more worth it for the pamphlets. So if it is something you use a lot, it could be quite nice. And from what I remember right, and if I remember correctly, Blending Tonics, I believe, reduce your detection, whatever, from other animals. So other animals will not be able to detect you as much. And it can be good for certain samples, like animals like deers and stuff like that that run away from you when you get close to them and whatnot. Stuff like that. It can make it easier to hunt certain things, which can always be quite nice. So it does have its uses, but quite frankly, I don't really feel, since you have like horses you can ride on and stuff anyways, I don't really feel it's the most necessary thing. But I would say at least this pamphlet is actually kind of probably worthwhile, at least compared to the previous couple. And then, next thing here is the Wilderness Camp. And the Wilderness Camp, this is probably the best thing here on the promising section, I would definitely say for sure. I'll show it off right now, actually, I think. Why not? Show what I mean of like why it's so good. Now, you can actually fast travel with this Wilderness Camp. But yes, initially when the Wilderness Camp came out, I don't think you could fast travel with it. I think they actually added it later on for like an Outlaw Pass or something. But yes, a certain Outlaw Pass they did, they actually made it where you can actually fast travel with it, from what I recall. Besides for that, eventually they did add it for purchase, I believe, the ability to fast travel with the Wilderness Camp. So even if you did miss out on the Outlaw Pass, I do believe you can actually purchase it at the fence if you don't have it. So if you got it for your Outlaw Pass, then you pretty much got it. Otherwise, I believe it is available for purchase at the fence for the fast travel ability of the Wilderness Camp, which is a so great reason to get it. Has some pretty nice spawn convenience as well, which I don't know if the regular one has for the regular camp or whatever. But it makes crafting a lot more convenient, which is nice, because certain daily challenges can involve crafting. Not sure any good examples for that right now, but oh well, about to get that apparently. Yeah, sometimes in a general thing, especially, there can be certain challenges that can use crafting, which the wilderness camp is really good for that, so it could be kind of a nice source for daily challenge gold there. So yeah, it's a pretty damn nice investment actually right there for sure. I would say easily it's the most valuable thing and promising. And then last but not least for the promising section here is the black-tailed buckle. And that is just a purely cosmetic item for gold bars. But yes, it is completely cosmetic, but it is at least in gold bars. That's good. And then yeah, for next week where you can get the 40% off the established and distinguished for the selling of the sample, whatever, I'll go over the last 2 weeks of that as well. And I believe this one's the last Naturalist pamphlet here, and that is going to be your legendary animal pheromone pamphlet. I believe that basically increases the detection range. It basically makes it where you find legendary animals like further distances or something like that. So if you're trying to get as many legendary animals as possible, this can be something quite nice. But quite frankly, you could also just look up a YouTube video of like the different locations of like certain legendary animals. If you're going for certain legendary animals, aren't you probably just going to be looking up a YouTube video anyways? And that might not be the most impactful thing at that point. It is easily the most useful pamphlet of the roll for sure. So this is definitely pretty worth it. And it's quite an expensive pamphlet, so I can definitely quite a nice one to get money off of. Honestly, it probably is the best thing I've established for sure. Next is a completely cosmetic haircut, but it is in gold bars. It is in gold bars at least, and that one can be nice to save on. Complete cosmetic outfit there. Complete cosmetic gauntlets there. And yeah, the offhand holster. Now you may notice I didn't call it a complete cosmetic like the other ones. And that's because offhand holsters actually allow you to dual wield. So if you have not got the ability to dual wield in the game, then the way you do that is through an offhand holster, so you can wield 2 sidearms at the same time. Having that ability can be quite nice. Otherwise, if you already have an offhand holster, I believe then it just acts as a pure cosmetic anyways. But yes, offhand holsters are how you dual wield in the game. So if you don't have that ability, very good. But if you already have the ability, it's just another cosmetic, I believe. Sorry, my throat's drier than you fucking Austin right now. And then yes, these gypsy cobs, they still aren't the best of the gypsy cobs. because those are indistinguished. So really it's this and this that are the most useful for established. For distinguished, you get a massive gold bar costing outfit here in comparison to some of the other stuff in the roll for sure. So since this one is in gold bars, it can be quite the nice savings for the offer thing you can get for next week. $200. Okay. Complete cosmetic emote thing here. This thing is an emote. But yeah. Not really proud horse thing there for sure. The best of the Gypsy Cops horses. But yes. These aren't really the best stat horses in general, but they could probably be quite nice, I would imagine. But yes. The main good horses. Alright, got that. But yeah. The later Mustang editions of the game, this is, I think they're from like Bounty Hunter expansion. But I think there was Mustangs added in like the Bounty Hunter expansion DLC, basically, where they had like 21 to 30 for the rolls, for those roll levels, for the increased roll levels for the Bounty Hunter roll. That update, I believe, added later on Mustangs. This one is one of those that can get the maximum on the visible stats with the stamina and health. And then, yeah. And then, yeah. There's more hidden stats known as speed and acceleration that you can only see in certain menus and not like out in the overworld like kind of some of the other stuff. So yes. Alright, I'll say at 9. Wait, whoops. Oops. I don't know how I did that, what the fuck. Okay, I think it's at 9. I think that I had 9 on the whole thing there, apparently. Okay, weird. But it was before I hit it, too. Somehow I did that, but yes. What I'm trying to say is the horse of the more hidden stats, the most hidden stats, I believe, is the Norfolk Roadsters from the Moonshiner roll. So basically, it's not going to be any of your best stat horses for the Gypsy Cops, is what I'm trying to say. But still. Being roll horses, they are some of the later roll, like, horse editions. Being roll horses, they are some of the later horse editions in the game, so being one of the later sets of horses could, in a sense, make it some of the better horses regardless. It just won't be as good as the Mustangs from like Bounty Hunter expansion, and it won't be as good as the Norfolk Roadsters from like Moonshiners. It won't be as good as those, I would say, no. But could be like in like top 3, 5, or 10 or some shit like that, I don't know. So it could be quite nice. Easily the best thing to get here, since it's the only thing that's not a cosmetic for distinguished in particular for 16 to 20. And then you get another pretty expensive gold cosmetic here with the Underhill Charms. So therefore, that could be a nice one to get with the offer thing for established distinguished for the next week of the event month. On the offer. Alright, there, my shitty fruit and everything, all that, so good. So I should take care of all that down there. So into the next section here, finally. Search for legendary animals that will get you clothing items. Players who hunt any legendary animal will get the tan diamondback hat. Players who hunt any legendary animal will get the tan diamondback hat. Additionally, players who sample any legendary animal will get the limited time for gloves in tan and black. Okay, so one, you have to hunt a legendary animal, so you have to kill it for like guts, kind of, or like your trade roll or something, essentially. And then the other one, you're sampling for Harriet, pretty much. And yeah, you can probably do either requirement there for the missions. Yeah, for sure, on those siding missions. Some of the legendary animals, I think, are exclusive to siding missions, so you do have to be able to have the option to hunt it on those for sure, so you can do any of that in the missions, so the missions will make that pretty easy. You don't absolutely have to do it in free mode, so keep that in mind. No, yeah. That's only a couple of them, it looks like. Okay, actually, it's only these other ones seem to be on the other couple here. Discover more rewards across the frontier for clothing and resources. Completing a blood money opportunity will get you to Morals Vest in Brown. But yeah. And I don't even think any money opportunities going on with the blood money opportunity. So you're not getting any extra money on the blood money opportunity, you're just doing it for the clothing items, so unless you want the clothing item, I would probably not do it. And then yeah, craft a coat or trinket at Gus's store, pretty much with the legendary animal, will result in a reward for 42 rounds of buckshot incendiary shotgun shells, which is a special type of ammo. Incendiary would be fire ammo. And yeah, it also counts as special ammo for increase in XP, so you can rank up quicker when using it. So it can be nice. And bonus rewards for Naturalists. All Naturalists who play the game for Red Dead Online this month will get 2 potent predator baits and 2 potent herbivore baits. Being able to track certain animals, certain types of animals easier, basically. That's just a login reward, basically, so you don't have to actually do a task for that one. And then, yeah. Complete a round of the wildlife photography free mode. Complete a round of wildlife photography free roam event It is one of those purple free roam events, so you will need to have some kind of luck or basically get on the game at the right time. Like I said, you can check what's on a like a collector map on your preferred search engine, such as Google, like the Gene Rock collector map or whatever I use, for example. Any sort of collector map on the internet, certain ones can tell you that kind of information. But completing a round of that free roam event will get you the raccoon hat and tan. And yeah, all of those are going to be getting delivered within 72 hours. All those get delivered within 72 hours, so you basically wait 3 real life days since the completion of the task. So once you complete a task, you might have to wait 3 real life days to get the rewards. So keep that in mind. It's not going to be instant. Will not be instant to get those. We're on to page 2 now. Alright. So, anything aside for the... Basically, every single Naturalist free roam event is on 2 times money and XP. The only one that kind of had that mentioned earlier was the protection. The only one that mentioned that earlier was the legendary animal protection free roam event, but any Naturalist one, also including the wild animal tagging and the wildlife, and then the wildlife photographer free roam events will be having the 2 times money XP. But yes, you're going to be very limited to when you can do it, so it's not going to be very good for money, basically. And yeah, the XP is not going to necessarily be very good. It sounds like regular XP. No increases to roll XP, which I assume you do get that for free roam events like that. But yeah, 2 times roll XP would be pretty nice with that, but everything else would be kind of pointless for the most part, I feel. Since you can only do it when the game wants you to do it, basically. But yeah, wild animal tagging I kind of think is the best one, quite frankly. I think you can get certain legendary animals for the wild animal tagging. You're not limited to just one, I believe, like you are with the legendary animal protection one. And then you can do all kinds of regular animal samples and wild animal tagging, so if you had to choose just one to focus on, I would just say wild animal tagging. Then I would probably say legendary animal protection is probably the next best one. Wildlife photographer is probably the worst one, I would say, because that pretty much requires the advanced camera that was added for the Naturalist DLC to do all that good in, I would say. And yeah, you gotta be a very good photographer probably to do good in that one. So wild animal tagging is probably the best. Wow, legendary animal protection is pretty good too. If there's one that's probably the most worth avoiding, definitely the photographer one. But yes, featured series. Featured series each of a couple different weeks will have the double rewards. So that will be 2 times money, XP, and then gold, basically. But yeah, money is definitely not going to be very good on this. XP XP is probably nothing really to write home about either, really. If there's anything that's kind of good with it, it's gold. Because the only role you can really get much gold with the only role you can really get much gold with would pretty much be bounty hunter, I would say. So for the most part, role activities are pretty lacking in gold. So this can be quite nice for gold. But even then, I think free roam events give you gold as well, so you could maybe get a little bit of gold for those Naturalist free roam events. So it's more just being a fun, really, I would say. It's more just modes for fun, not like actual good grinding per se. And yeah, right now it looks like it's Head for the Hills series hardcore for featured series. And yeah, hardcore, and that's the no ability card, non-consumable thing. It might sound hard at first. No ability cards does really suck actually. But consumable spam can definitely be something quite nice not to have, which is nice. So if you are not big on the consumable part of things, people do abuse the consumables apparently, then that could be good there at least. Now this will be in a total of 3 different ones. There's one for each week. So I'm going to mention the rest of them here since I only do 1 stream for the event month. When barely anything changes at all in the different weeks, it's only really worth doing 1 stream, I would say. But yes, July 18th to July 24th will be Plunder and Spoils of War series, and that will also be in hardcore. And July 25th to July 31st, that will be for the Lemoyne series. And Lemoyne is one of the territories, so it's basically just different game modes that take place in Lemoyne, which is basically where I'm in right now. With like the swamps and all that. Lemoyne series is also the only series that is not hardcore for the event month. So if you like your ability cards, you like your consumables, Lemoyne series is the best one to play, basically. And then some discount stuff here. There's a set of 10 discounts essentially. Now for those that need to get started on the roll, if you have yet to do Naturalist roll, you can get the Naturalist sample kit at 10 gold bars off. Being one of the later rolls of the game, I believe it is 25 gold and not 15 gold like the older rolls. But 10 gold off is basically 15 gold, so it's basically as cheap as the older rolls. So yeah, 15 gold instead of 25. That's 40% off, basically. Yeah, it's basically a 40% off discount, definitely. On the Naturalist roll itself. But yeah, Naturalist roll. I say the Naturalist roll is pretty average, I would say. It's not collector. It's not collector roll, which is your good money making roll. It's not bounty hunter, which is your good gold making roll. I do feel it's better than trader, I would say. I don't know. Oh yeah. But no, I do think it's average. I do say it's average. I would not really say I wouldn't really say it's better than trader. I did say that, but I kind of take that back. I wouldn't really say that for sure. But at best, it's like, I would say it's third best roll at best, I would say. Which is why I'm saying it's pretty average, since there's like 5 rolls in the game, I'm pretty sure. So, not the most necessary roll, but it is quite worthwhile, I do feel, nevertheless. And yeah, roll fervor with 30% off novice promising. So yeah, like I was suggesting earlier, you do have a general discount for ranks 1 to 10 on your roll items. So you don't need to offer for that, but I think the offer is 40%, so you do get an extra 10% at least for the offer. I'm not sure if it stacks, but the offer does last quite a while, I'm pretty sure, regardless. Whereas the event only lasts until the event ends. But the offer can last a lot longer than the actual event. And yeah, everyone's specifics fall on that. And you can also get 40% off of the potent herbivore and then the predator bait pamphlets. But yeah, 40% off potent herbivore, predator bait pamphlets. Those pamphlets are definitely day 1 pamphlets. They're older pamphlets. They're not from Naturalist. They were not in the Naturalist section, as I showed earlier. But yeah, I think those are basically just the things in the login rewards, right? Pretty sure. Yeah, pretty certain it's basically just those pamphlets, essentially, for your login reward stuff right there. But yeah, good for getting certain types of animals, so just pamphlets are definitely something that you can get some nice use out of. And then restock at a discount. 30% off of repeaters. So the entire repeater weapon class is basically 30% off. For sure, the Evans repeater is for sure, I would say, the best one with the crazy 26 ammo capacity. I think there's one that's like 18 ammo capacity as well, but 8 extra shots is quite the big deal, I would say, for sure. So if you had to get just one, I would definitely say the Evans repeater if you do not have that yet. With the crazy 26 ammo capacity, basically the best ammo capacity of any weapon in the entire game for one magazine. And 40% off all bow, pistol, rifle ammo. Nothing much to really say there. And then riding horses in the advanced camera will be at 40% off. And then there's some that are not listed, which I think are mainly clothing stuff at that point. So the repeaters, like I said, Evans repeater for sure is definitely the best recommendation. This is basically your basic repeater, so not a high recommendation. Lancaster, I forget if it was this one or Litchfield that was my main choice before the Evans repeater. Because yeah, the Evans repeater was DLC. So because the Evans repeater was DLC, one of these is a good secondary option, I believe. I forget which one. But it's gonna be quite nice. And that's actually pretty much it, it looks like. Really anything that size for probably Carbine, I would say, is pretty nice. Especially Evans repeater is pretty good. There's pistol ammo, rifle ammo. And yeah, varmint is the ammo for varmint. Varmint is your regular ammo for the varmint rifle. Sedative you can only get for Harriet or the crafting, I'm pretty sure. Pretty much. This is for the elephant rifle. Yeah, that's for the elephant rifle and the good hunting rifle for legendary animals. Basically, that was for the Naturalist DLC. And then bow arrows right there. Those are all your ammo ones right there. Now to see what different types of horses count as the riding horses. Okay. I'm not sure any from here since it's zeroed out. I'm not sure if this counts as any of that. Does not seem to be the case. Okay, so Morgan horses count as the riding horses, it looks like. Alright, no gold costs, they all basically have the same stats. Looks like level 0, level 1 bonding are free, and then 2. And his speed and acceleration stats look pretty bad. So it looks like 6 and then 5 for your stamina and then your health, basically, for your visible stats. And the more hidden stats do not seem like they're going to be all that impressive. Yeah, not a great discount on the Morgan horses, really. Tennessee Walker here. Okay, you basically have one option for gold bars that has a little bit better stats, basically. All the other ones are basically the same. The money ones are pretty cheap, so real savings matches with the gold for sure. But yes. Okay, so it looks like you get 3 and 3, so both of the visible stats are 6, basically a level 4 bondage. For the one that's gold, you can get 8 and then 7, it looks like, for your stamina and health visible stats. Hidden stats, I don't really necessarily feel the most impressive for speed and acceleration for more hidden ones there. Tucky Saddler. All of these just seem to be money costs, so these ones are all the same, just like the other one. Tucky Saddler seem to be 2 and 3, which I think was the same as the Morgans, so you're not really getting better for your more visible, like, core stats. 3 and then 2, it looks like. They don't look all that much different in a sense, stat-wise, than the Morgans do. There could be a little bit of difference, I don't know. And maybe that was it. Yeah, pretty much was it. Just a couple types, it looks like. Okay. So I assume the gold bar version of the Tennessee Walker is probably your best possible horse discount for the more like traditional horses on discount. Probably nothing too worthwhile to pick up though, I would assume. Gypsy Calves might be your best horse options. That could be on a discount this event. But yeah, those are all your riding horses, and that's right, the advanced scammer as well. Alright, yeah, Naturalist at the bottom there, so yeah, pretty much is the latest rule. Trying to remember where you find advanced camera, might be in one of those order sections. Like the, could be an attack section there or something, I don't know. Oh, actually, I think I remember you can find it, I don't know. Oh, okay, yeah, you found it for here, apparently, for, like, the hunting section, I guess? I mean, it's kind of an animal, I mean, it is kind of an animal field guide, so I guess it makes sense. But yeah, a $540 camera instead of $324 there. Quite the costly camera. I think you start off with a regular camera. I don't know if you purchase it, but there is a more regular camera, but it's probably not as anywhere near as good, obviously. Not too useful traditionally. There's only like 2 huge uses for it, really. That's not even necessarily that huge. One was clearly the wildlife photography free roam event. That is definitely going to be wanting the advanced camera. So if you go in that event and you don't have the advanced camera, you're probably pretty screwed for the most part. So it's very essential for the wildlife photography free roam event. That's pretty much the best use of it, kind of. Besides for that, it is pretty good for your animal field guide, because you do need to do this stuff with pictures, I believe, of the animal field guide. But yeah, animal field guide does keep track of photography. So if that's anything you care for, then that's something, but I don't even think there's any monetary reward for any of the, like, field guide completion. I think it's just for the sake of completing it, as far as I remember. So really the main purpose is for the free roam event, or the wildlife photography thing, really, pretty much. And yeah, gotta go for the remaining discounts still, and there's probably only a couple more, I think. That's probably the more boring ones, they did not mention much. Wait, I don't, they didn't mention the garment sets and the trinkets, did they? I don't think they did for discounts. That's a kinda huge one, actually. I feel they should have mentioned that one, but I guess they did not. Down here. Yeah, they did not, apparently. But yes, there is 30% off of Gus garment sets and trinkets. Now, garment sets, I'm pretty sure, is the clothing items that's needed for one of the. But yeah, crafting a clothing item, whatever, or trinket. Yeah. Yeah, like crafting a coat, for example, I guess a store, that's probably what they mean with like the garments, like clothing stuff. From Gus, basically, is basically going to be 30% off. So you can get some of those really sick luxury animal clothing items for cheaper. So that's pretty nice, because those are pretty expensive, from what I remember. And then the trinkets here. I have all 5 of them, so I can say them all in pretty good detail here. So, the Javelina. The Javelina, the Javelina test trinket, whatever pronunciation on that one, permanently increases player's horse bonding rate by 10%. Only really too useful if you have a lot of horses, quite frankly. That's really the main use you would get off it if you buy a lot of horses. But you only get 10 slots for horses, unlike the hundreds that you get for vehicles in GTA Online, so Not too useful. I would say usually not the most necessary thing to have, basically. Ram horn trinket will be where you pick creeping thyme, oregano, and wild mint, and you'll get 2 times more herbs. That can go pretty good for certain daily challenges, like I've mentioned before. Certain daily challenges do want you to cook with meats and whatnot, and that you can get into general challenges. Some require you to season the meats, I'm pretty sure. So that can make that easier to achieve. So that can actually be kind of a nice one for some gold, basically, for some gold nuggets and whatnot. Buck antler trinket here gives you a higher chance of receiving better quality pelts and skins from animals in perfect condition. Now that one definitely sounds like one of the better ones, I would say for sure. And the buck antlers, that one's definitely one of the better ones. Snowy egret trinket. That will permanently decrease the speed that horse health and stamina cores drain by 10%. Yeah. I don't really feel the cores on the horses tend to run out anywhere near as crazy as the player ones do, I feel. I mean, it can be kinda nice, at least it's probably more useful than the bondage one, because once you get level 4 bondage, it's basically done. Whereas this one gets a lot more of a permanent effect, at least. But it's not anywhere near the most necessary thing. And last but not least is gonna be your beaver tooth trinket, and that will apparently sell the degradation for all weapons by 10%. And that is very great, actually, I would say. Not having to use as much gun oil and all that stuff to maintain your weapons, probably pretty nice. I would say it's definitely one of the better options here for the trinkets. So the conditions don't go down as fast. But yeah, that one and the better quality pelts thing from like the perfect carcasses, but like 3-star carcasses, whatever, is probably the better couple of trinkets. About to choose out 2 of them. And yeah, the trinkets cost quite a bit. But yeah, keep in mind you need to get certain materials to make those as well, so you need to kind of know where to get those and everything. But the trinkets are pretty worth it. All of them are in effect. Once you make them, they're basically in effect permanently. So once you make them, you're basically done with them. You can't. It's not where you just get one at a time. All 5 are active at the same time, which is definitely quite nice. Okay, it looks like it was another kind of significant discount that I thought would have been on there, but I guess not. I guess there was more discounts than I thought, and they skipped out on. Lures are going to be 35% off. That includes the special spinner as well. So yeah, that includes the special spinner, which is the more special type of fishing lure. I didn't really see the fishing rod in there, so I don't know if you start with a fishing rod, but I mean, you probably don't if it's a discount after all at 35% off. So you should get the fishing rod itself as well, 35% off too. Nice fishing stuff there, but not anywhere near the most important stuff, I would argue, unless for certain, like, free roam events, possibly, like, daily challenges, small stuff like that. And then last but not least, it looks like for discounts would be the caps and clothing accessories. So all caps as the whole entire category will be on a discount. And I said clothing accessories as well. But yeah, so I guess that doesn't include gloves. Bandanas are like cloth, aren't they? So those might be, I don't know. Like a puffed tie there, that's to be on there, but that might be for the outfit actually, the community outfit. Oh, and clothing accessories is. Oh, okay, never mind. That's right, that's the whole thing there. I actually don't know what that would mean for the clothing accessories. It just says chaps and clothing accessories. I don't know what the last part's supposed to mean per se. Oh, it doesn't mean hats or anything like that. Okay. I have no fucking clue what that last part's supposed to mean. But yeah, again, it was chaps and clothing accessories was the whole description. And last but not least here, last but not least here on the benefits section, it looks to be the community outfit. This elegant look here is created by Rana Zool, or Zooey, whatever. Looks like a Zool for sure, the Reddit fashion subreddit where they typically pull that stuff from. Avid researcher, gardener, party guest alike, apparently. Okay. I don't know why they can't list articles of clothing on the actual thing there, but okay. Whatever. On the benefits section, I feel I need the room for it, but okay. It cannot be as detailed as the newswire, but I assume they have enough room to at least list the items, but okay. That is that puff dye from earlier for one of those. Cuffed town pants will be the pants for that outfit. Traditional vest will be one of those. For female, you get the full shirtwaist or a collar overshirt for male. There. Next, you get a riding habit jacket for female, or you can get a worsted coat for male characters. Last gender-specific clothing item here will be homestead boots for female, or for male it will be cobbled boots. And that one seems to be a gold bar even, so that one can be especially nice. All the other ones might have been real money, not real money, but in-game money, obviously. And yeah, last but not least is the Sagemore hat, and that's the Sagemore outfit that I explained earlier. So probably cannot get those individually much. Okay, I might be able to find that for the catalog too, but I feel it's more colorful and stuff on these menus anyways and whatnot. And that was the hat for this. And it looks like that basically does the benefits section. Now to see if there's anything else much to mention that was not mentioned there. I know the weekly collection for sure, they never do those there, so I'll be doing week 1 weekly collection for the event month, for the free week event month basically. Nothing that wasn't mentioned on the benefits section. Pretty much any. I mean, there was, but I went through it where it was fitting. But yes, that's right. There was stuff not mentioned on the benefits section, but I went over it when I was like through those sections. So I went over like all the feature series instead of like just the 1 week it showed, for example. So yeah, I basically just have to do the weekly collection and then I'll do it. For week 1 weekly collection. Any errors, you'll just have to go on the game for week 2, week 3. And whatnot.
Howdy there. Welcome.
Okay, this one looks to be the Lost Tooth collection. Sounds like a different kind of collector set than usual. I mean, it is during a Naturalist theme event. I mean, it is for a Naturalist theme event, so I guess it kind of could be quite different than what I might be used to and what you might be quite used to in this game. Because there is like animal materials and stuff. I remember before actually they did one to fletcher animal stuff, so it might be one like that this time. At least. Which are not things that are usually in the collector sets. Alright, Lost Tooth collection. Get one off free list. Cougar Fang, upper tooth fossil, and an alligator tooth. Okay. One does seem to be a regular fossil thing. Alright. One is a megafauna fossil, and this can only be found with the metal detector. Underground collectibles, unfortunately, do have complete randomization. And as of when I'm doing the stream, there's 3 days, 16 hours, 16 minutes left for it. I'm doing this on Friday. I'm doing this very early Friday. But yes. Again, like I mentioned, for those free roam events, you want to use like a collector map on your preferred search engine, such as Google, such as like a Gene Rapk collector map is the one I use. Pretty certain that stuff is how you can find collectibles kind of reliably. Though honestly, that might not be the most helpful. I mean, you can actually find exact spots for those like megafauna fossils, whatever. So actually, it's helpful for finding like a type of fossil. You just won't be able to find the exact spot for it because it is a metal detector collectible, so there's complete randomization. It's not above ground where there's no randomization, and there's no partial randomization with the fossils like there is for Lost Jewelry. So you can find where you can find those types of fossils, but you won't be guaranteed one from a certain spot for this particular instance of that fossil type, if that makes any sense. Aside for that, cougar fangs. Cougars, there's very particular spots they kind of like to spawn. I'll kind of share one of those. Alligator tooth. You found those all over, but even a lot of swamp areas I was kind of just in earlier. So it's a pretty easy collector set compared to usual. We found those pretty much all around up here and whatnot for the alligator stuff. Cougar. I feel one spawn that works pretty good for me is around like the Blackwater area. I think somewhere in the like upper Blackwater area, one likes to spawn pretty nicely from there. I'm not too sure on a very reliable cougar spawn, but it's probably easier to get than the fossil. At least I would say it's at least easier than that requirement. And yeah, for that collection value, you get $75. Pretty nice collection value. Pretty nice collection value given that two of them are animal materials and those aren't even usually in the collector sets. And those probably don't usually sell that much. The thing that does sell for much usually would probably be the fossil, if anything. $75 given that two of them are animal materials is pretty decent. And they aren't even unless they're animal ones. They aren't even unless they're animals. And they aren't even unless they're animal ones either. But yes. I think that's pretty much going to do it for this stream here. Next stream will be for the GTA Online event week, which is a whole lot more interesting since they actually bother with that game, whereas this game they don't really bother with a set for the bare minimum anymore. But yes, that's pretty much going to be it for this stream. I hope you enjoyed.